Got him. Come on. Don't you get off. Oh, he's got me so bad down in the timber. G'day everybody and welcome to another full-scale Fishing Adventures episode. Doing something a little different today. We're down on the lower Murray River, the flood has receded, and I thought it would be a good chance to get out and do some bait fishing for some yellows, or callop as we call them down here. What's really interesting about the river's golden perch is that they're drift spawners, so that they head upstream during times of high water, do their spawning, and then all the little eggs and little yellows, they all drift down with the current and fill out the lower system. So we had some huge numbers of yellows up in the Menindee Lakes, in the Darling River, also at Loch 11 at Mildura, and it's always interesting, I reckon, whether those fish come back down. So bait fishing is such a good way to find out. So yeah, let's get to it. It's a beautiful day, nice and still, nice and sunny, perfect conditions for chasing a few yellows. So found ourselves a nice little snag here. When it's still flowing at 20,000, so when we've got a bit of current like this, I like to tuck on the back half of the snag just because it stops the current a bit. We've got some nice logs in front of us too, so should be plenty of good habitat. I've got a 7-foot 3 to 6 kilo rod rigged, 10-pound platypus braid, 20-pound leader. This is an ITX 3000, great little reel, black mamba rod, and I've just got a P sinker and a hook. Very simple setup. The reason I like a P sinker, generally if you can't get that down to where you want to fish, it's probably too much current for the yellows, so you know that sort of dictates where I'll fish. If I can't get the P sinker down, I'll move to somewhere that's got slightly less current. So we're using the old school bait today. We've been up to the server and we've got our pot of worms. Just get rid of the top layer of soil. You almost be guaranteed that when you buy the worms, they'll all be on the bottom, so you can get rid of the top layer of soil, and then that way you don't have to dig too far to find the worms. Now, I had a few comments recently about how many worms I like to rig on a hook, but I'd rather go big or go home. So all I do for yellow fishing is simply thread the worm once or twice through, and that way you have plenty of movement on the hook. So you've got lots of smell from the worms, and then also you've got lots of little vibrations coming out from them wiggling around as well. And I find if you don't let them wiggle, then it just doesn't seem to work as well. So I like to pile as many worms as I can fit on my hook. Just that way, not only are you giving the fish a nice good sized bait to come and find, you also allow for a few pickers. And I reckon pickers are really good because they create noise in the water too, and often I find if I get little pickers, then a big one's not too far away. So that's our bait. We've got as many worms as we can fit on the hook, and that's a size 1/0 hook. And yeah, let's drop it down and see what's around. So the current's quite good here. We've sort of got the faster current off the tips of the snags, but the trunk behind us is stopping most of the flow, which allows me to get that bait down to the bottom. And once I'm on the bottom, I want to do a couple of things. I want to keep in touch with the bait, so I want to put my finger underneath the spool just like that so I can feel any bites. And that's a great thing with a graphite rod and also braided line, is that you'll have such good contact with what's going on with your bait. And the other thing I want to do, once I make sure that I'm down on the bottom, is I just want to lift that bait just slightly up and down off the bottom. And that'll create a little bit of noise too, hitting down on the mud, give them something to come and check out. And it also helps me keep in contact with the bait too, because sometimes it'd be a really obvious bite, but yellows being implosion feeders, sometimes the big ones will just come and suck it in and they'll sit there holding it. And if you're not in touch with the bait, you just won't feel the fish picking it up. Oh, got him. Oh, yellow straight on. How cool's that? Oh, very nice. Well, it's always encouraging. The first fish that you catch is a beautiful yellow. Hey, I wonder, I might be able to save a couple of my worms if I'm good about this. There we go. Hey, check him out. Beautiful yellow. All right, dude. Well, we're on the board. We can go back in. Oh, good bite. Oh, that was a sick bite. I was just going to say, you can really tell the difference between a native bite and a carp bite, because a native bite is so much sharper than a carp bite. A carp bite's a real classic nibble, whereas a yellow bite is very sharp, very noticeable. Beautiful little fish. So cool. I just love seeing that younger year class of fish after a big flood, because you know the fishing in years to come is going to be good. Oh, they're onto it. That was nice. Wow, just yellow after yellow. There's been an absolute explosion of carp in the basin, but it's so nice to see heaps of yellows as well. Oh, we might get another one out of that. There must be a whole school of them down there. That was a sick bite. Nice yellow. It's actually just moved to the top of the snag because I hadn't had bites for a couple of minutes. He's sitting there. He's got a little bit of fin rub, this one. Okay. Beautiful fish though. All right, well, we had a few yellows out of that snag, so that was good. Usually spend like 15 minutes, and if things sort of slow down, move to the next one. So I reckon I'm not going to overthink things too much, work through the obvious ones and see if we can't find some more yellows. Got him. What have we got? Oh, it's a giant carp. That's amazing because he didn't fight at all, which is good because he's in the timber. That was lucky. So lucky. And the hook just pulled out of him. That is a big stinker. Yeah. Just got so lucky getting that out of the snag. Oh well, bit of yabby bait. Got him. What have we got? Yellow. I'm in the tree. Oh, we got ourselves another yellow. That was a good bite, right in the scunge pile. It's good when you're so tucked in the snag that as soon as you hook up, you send them right into the tree. Whoa, straight onto that. Huh, that's cool. I came back to the first snag because it had been a little bit slow, and straight away. Nice yellow. Got him. Yeah. Oh, that's a nice one. Come here. Oh, hey, that's a really nice one. Super stoked. He's like a fin perfect one. Sick. Got him. Come on. Don't you get off. Oh, he's got me so bad down in the timber. Oh, come on. Up you come. That is in some really, really bad stuff. Come on. Up you come, buddy. Oh. Oh. That is going bananas. Get around that log. Oh, wow, that's fighting hard. Come on. What is it around? Come on. Work your way around. I wonder what it's going to be. Oh, come on. Up you come. Is he out? No, not quite. Oh, whatever it is. Come on. Let's try and let him loose again. Swim your way down a smidge and then come up around that other side. Still on there. Come on. Oh, get out of there. Surely you can't be that far down. Oh, up you come. Oh, I just want to get a look at you, whatever you are. Look at a stick. Look at a stick. And a massive carp. Ah. Oh, and I'm around the stick. There he is. Come around this way. Oh. There he is. And a stick. What a battle that was. That was unreal. Whew. Wow, fish, you had me in all sorts of trouble. That is a whopping stinker. Well, there we go. The end of the pot of worms signifies the end of the fishing session. Super cool to get back to basics sometimes, and it's so good to see so many yellers back in the system. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure you give us a like, leave a comment, and I'll catch you all next time.